Okay, this is the Must Know Tricks for Hang 'em High Part 2. I know it's been like 9 years since Part 1 came out. I don't want to talk about it. Today, I'm going to be running through the 10 best grenade tricks on this map. I've had almost a decade to think about it. We're going to do them in order of least useful to most useful. And we're going to try to do it in one take and see how it goes. This is kind of informal. There's nothing scripted, no fancy editing like last time. This is just me talking about why these tricks are good, when they're useful, when I use them. But yeah, here we go. First one, number 10, 10th most useful trick on this map, red base rocket nades. Here's how you do it. You put yourself on the corner, you center your reticle, you aim straight up. I do it unzoomed. And you want to be careful to aim straight up when you're coming up, because if it goes off to the side, obviously it's not going to work. Touch the bottom of the reticle to where the gray meets the blue, and it should come right to you. Okay, good. I didn't screw it up. All right. So we got that. That's how it's done. When is it good? I think it's best used defensively. When you know the other team is going to get camo, maybe you just lost a fight for camo, and you come off spawn right here, and you know for sure like he's fixing to jump for rockets as soon as he gets that camo. Might be good to whip this out real quick, as fast as you can do it, and try to deny him camo. Because then once you have it, you know, you could post up right here to where you're safe from top blue, and just watch for the shimmer, and you might actually kill camo. There's a good chance you will. Why is it not so good? Why is it number 10? Well, okay. So if you get these rockets, it's really hard to use them offensively here. Because if you have rockets out while you're pushing across here, if anybody's top blue, you should die. Like, they can be great if they're all at camo and you can get here without getting shot, then, you know, fantastic. But if anybody's top blue or top windows, your rockets are going to be useless here. How else could you use them offensively? They're not bad in CTF. If you want to pop that off on an even minute when you're really struggling to get camo, and then take them out to the left here, there's a good chance you can just use them to, like, bully down anybody up here, and there's a good chance you'll kill anybody up there. And then once you're here in CTF, it's like a whole different world, because anybody at camo is probably not looking for you, and if they are, then they're leaving your team alone, so it's kind of a win-win. But very specific. In Slayer, it's really not that great of a nade. Okay, number 9, what's next? The Hangman Snipe. Here's Hangman. So, super easy. Press your chest up against it, look straight up, let her rip. It takes about 8 seconds to detonate, and about 14 seconds to get the snipe in your hand. So yeah, it bounces off that back wall, and right here. So it takes forever to get, and you're in the middle of the map, so obviously it's not, like, ideal. When is it good? It's good if you have camo, and the whole other team is at red, and rockets are not up. So normally if I have camo and rockets are up and the whole other team's at red, I just want the rockets with camo, and I want to go clear it out like that. But if I don't have anything else to work with, this isn't bad. It's not great when they're at top blue, because if they see this nade go up, like, they're probably going to know. If they've seen it before, they're going to know right where to look for you. And honestly, it takes forever to get the snipe. You're going to use a third of your camo just to get the snipe in your hands. So use that information to decide for yourself, like, when is this going to be good? I'll tell you when it's best. This is actually a really good one to use in King of the Hill when the hill is right here, or directly under. There's 2 hills over here, so you got 2 chances for this to be really, really solid. It can be okay when the hill's top red. It can be okay when the hill's deep red. But it's best when the hill's right here, right on top of red shoddy. What's next? Blue shoddy rockets. Okay. Here's another one that's pretty situational. I would never use this while I have camo. This one, okay, so here's how you use it. You put yourself right here. Oh, excuse me, blue shoddy rockets. My bad. You put yourself here, like right where this little square is. And our left-right alignment is going to be right on the post there. And then we're going to aim straight up until I have diagonal. Cut your crosshair in half with the gray and the blue, and it should bounce off the post right there, and then blow the rockets to the back wall, and your catch point should be right here, so you can walk through the blue shoddy after you send your nade, catch it right here. When is it good? When do I do this? I do this when the other team is at top blue, and I spawn here. And I know rockets are up, and I know they're probably going to be watching it if I go for camo. It's great to do when you're the first guy to spawn, and the other team doesn't quite know you're there yet. It's not great to do when they're at camo because the catch point is so vulnerable. You're probably not going to be able to do this to get camo as often. I almost always use this nade to siege top blue. So once I have the rockets in my hand, this is the best way to go. On the left side, that way, if anybody's camping right here, you give yourself a chance to rocket or double melee. But as you're coming up, you're just staring at the right side of this doorway. And anybody that shows their face in this door, you can immediately nuke. And then come up here and you'll have one more rocket in the chamber to help you siege top blue. So pretty situational, but for what it's good for, it is pretty damn good at it. Might not be a bad idea to burn the first 2 rockets if this is what you're going to use it for, and you know like the whole other team is top blue, because you're probably not going to have time to reload. Something to think about. If you can burn the first 2 here, like maybe reload and go long way or something, but you're probably not going to get a kill here and another one here and then have time to reload and use your last 2 if the whole other team's top blue. So maybe burn the first 2 on that. It's up to you. Next one is top blue power up. So this is another one that doesn't really have a lineup. I actually didn't even rehearse this one off the start, so hopefully it doesn't fuck me too bad. But basically you just want to get up here on this second level of the tower and want the grenade to land on the far side of the power up. Hopefully that's not... There we go. Not too bad. Very generous margin for error on this one as I fuck it up. So you just leave a little bit of a gap between the windowsill and... Oh my god, you're supposed to be able to get it in 2 nades, but I keep fucking it up. Okay, let's try that. Worth practicing. Normally you can get it in 2 nades. And if you fuck it up that bad, this is a nade spawn right here too. But yeah, you can get the power up down to you. When is this good? This is good if it's an overshield and camo is still there. You can use it to help you push for camo. This is good in CTF, especially if the other team likes to run for top power up a lot and they're doing a decent job at it. I mean, this is good if like they're like sieging top blue from blue magnum and they're like winning. Maybe they just got like a 3 down or something. You know, you can let a couple of these rip and like disengage from that fight. Oh my god, are you serious? But yeah, that's when it might be good. Good in CTF if you're going to use it to siege red, especially if camo's out of play and you just want another power up to fill the time. You know, great if, you know, one of your teammates already has camo and you want to get a second camo going. There's tons of use cases for this. Why is it so high in the order? Why is it number 7 and not better? Because you start at top blue and you have to lose top blue to get the power up. You're leaving a really good position just for a power up. So there's times where that's going to be great, you know, in King of the Hill when the hill's over there, that's going to be awesome. In CTF and you got to go get the flag, that's going to be awesome. But in a team slayer and your team's controlling top blue, it might not be that great. Like maybe you're only one of 2 guys up here and then you drop and you're leaving one guy alone up here to control blue. You know, I could easily see that, you know, sabotaging your team's control. So it's not always great, but it's usually going to be great. And it's very easy, even though I screwed it up 1,000 times. Okay, the camo corner top power up. This one I'm much more consistent with. I do this one more. I should use the top blue one more. I don't really. I should be trying to find ways to work that into my game, but I use this one a lot. So get into the camo corner, and what we're looking for here is this little triforce here, this little triangle of stars. See if you can see it quickly. All right. So all we're doing here is you just touch the bottom of the reticle to the top point of the star. Throw one, wait a couple seconds, throw another, and top power up should come. Oh my god. This is what I was afraid of. Well, I'll edit it out, hopefully. Do I do it zoomed? I think I just do it zoomed. I think that's the problem. Throw one, throw another. Yeah, do it zoomed. That was the problem. Do it zoomed. And yeah, it comes right to you. That one's fantastic. Especially, okay, when is this one good? It's great when you just got camo and it's not a rocket minute. It's great in like the 3rd minute. It's great in the 9th minute. So you would want a second power up when you know it's an OS. Like if you're on comms with somebody and you just got camo in like the 3rd minute or the 9th minute, then they can tell you it's an OS. It's fantastic then. Why do you want camo first? Well, because if they are top blue, you probably are not going to get away with this. You probably will if you have camo. You probably won't without it. You can do it without camo in CTF. It's pretty easy to do because you know they're mostly going to be at red. You're very safe back here. I like to use this one when I know it's an OS, so I can get both camo and OS. But if the other, like, you know, maybe camo just got burned or your teammate has camo, then it can be useful to nade it down for you. But that's when I like to use it. I would not use it if the other team has top blue unless you have camo. Any other time is going to be okay unless they're like at camo already. Like then just fight. But a lot of use cases for that one. It's very easy as long as you can recognize the triangle. You're gonna need to train your eyes for it a little bit, but once you know what to look for, it's very simple. Especially if you zoom in. You know, it's just leave this little gap above the gray, so you know where to look. You zoom in, touch the bottom of your reticle, and don't throw them. It's very important. Don't throw them as fast as you can because the first one's explosion will knock away the second grenade. So leave a little space. Okay, what's next? I have blue snipe. Okay, at number 5. Number 5, blue snipe. This one is probably the most ubiquitous snipe nade on Hang 'em. I feel like a lot of people know this one. They just don't do it that much. So you stand up in this corner. You put your crosshair between lights 2 and 3. You aim straight up. Straight up is the key. If you go left or right, you're going to fuck this up. I screw this one up a lot. Just hold on, I have a cat in my way. Hobbs, move, bud. Move. Move your little cat body. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I screw this one up a lot because I'll let my crosshair drift a little bit to the side as I'm aiming up. But as long as you can go straight up here, you just touch the bottom of your reticle to where the sky meets the gray. Let her rip. Grenade, the snipe should bounce there, and this should be your catch point if you do it right. Which apparently I didn't. I don't know why. I screwed this one up a lot. It's really not that hard. Your field of view is going to change things a little bit. Like, what is mine set to right now? Any grenade trick guide that you look at is going to be dependent on your field of view. I play on 98, so just keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit different depending on your field of view. But this is the way I've learned how to do it, is unzoomed between lights 2 and 3. I aim straight up, and I let it rip. Okay, so as you can see, that's how it's supposed to go. I mean, if you can tell me what I was doing wrong in the comments, I honestly would love to know, because that's pretty much my experience with this grenade. That's honestly probably why I don't rate it higher. It's just, for me anyway, it's really inconsistent. I probably should learn how to do it zoomed, but just for some more consistency. But I just never have, and I should probably get on that. I don't really have a landmark for doing it zoomed, like where the 2 eggs or where the black circle should be. That probably would help me out. But that's kind of where I am with that. Anyways, that's how we do it. Let's assume I got it first try. Bam, now I have snipe at top blue. When is this good? This is good when your whole team holds top blue. This is a win harder grenade. When our team is, when we have a nice fat setup here at top blue and we got them spawning red, or we got them spawning red shoddy, or even down at camo, you know, it's great to have this snipe. I mean, if they start spawning up here, it's nice to help defend. You know, once you have it, it's great. But what are the downsides? Why is this ranked number 5 out of 10? Because having a snipe at top blue is awesome, right? Well, it takes a little while to line up. You take yourself totally out of the fight for a while to let this one go. And your team needs you. If you're at top blue, your team needs your pressure output on the map. If you can do it quick, that's fantastic. But a lot of times, like, your team's control of top blue depends on you shooting people. So, especially if it takes you forever to line this nade up, like it might be the reason you lose control of top blue rather than, you know, dominating with it. Another thing is, especially like if you press out up here, it's really easy to overexpose with the snipe. To, like, if you want to engage people at camo, it's really easy to step too far out and get picked off by somebody at red, or just before you can back down. So once you have it, I really like to play around this post up here because you can see everything, and then you can use the post for cover much faster. And then if you really need to back down, it's just easier and safer. So yeah, that's when I use that. Great in Slayer, but only if your team has control of top blue. Underrated nade in CTF, honestly. If red has a really good sniper, and they're making it hell to get down here and grab your snipe to cross the front of the tower, or, you know, you got to go down cover just to live, that's a really good nade, especially if, like, one of your teammates is consistently going for your snipe. This is a great way to get a second snipe in play here at top blue. And then you don't have to be down at camo with it. You can stay up here and let your teammates just keep going for that snipe and use the camo. And having a second snipe up here can be freaking devastating. Like in CTF, I love having a guy who just, like, consistently runs to top blue pistol and just plays this position for us. It exerts so much pressure on red. It's just consistent damage. And if you can do that with a freaking snipe, then that's so much better. So really great in CTF. King of the Hill, you probably take yourself out of the action too much. Like, maybe if the hill is, like, up here, and your team has total control, it might be good to help fortify. But I probably wouldn't use it in King. You take yourself out of the action for too long. Okay, what's next? Number 4, the Red Graves snipe. Red Graves, otherwise known as shit. Why is this one good? You never want to be here. How could this one ever be good? This is the worst spot on the map. Well, that's exactly why it's good. This is a spawn point, okay? If you spawn here and you're not getting shot, like, basically immediately, it is usually a really good idea to do this nade. Because, like, let's say you're playing 2v2 and you died first. You spawn first, your teammate is going to die. You don't want to move anyways, because then you're going to spawn your teammate here with you. You want to give the random. So you might as well do the fucking nade for the snipe. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. How do you do it? You stand in the corner. Your left-right alignment is the post, the top power-up post. It lines up perfectly with the sniper there. So center it on the post, and we're going to aim up. And this is unzoomed, and we're going to touch the top of our reticle to this bright-ass blinking star right here. A very bright blinking star. Bam. Stop right there. Okay. And we're going to let it rip. That might be too far to the left. It was too far to the left. So we'll try again here at the 20-minute mark. So that's the trickiest part with all these, is aiming up without adjusting your left-right. I always struggle with that. So let's try it with the top notch like touching the bright blinking star. And that's screwed up too. All right, well, I'll edit in once I get it correct. This one's very finicky, obviously. All right, let's try again. That should be good. And it should bounce off right there, and yeah, your catch point's right here. So another super finicky one. It's probably one you want to learn zoomed, just so you can have a more accurate, you know, finely tuned lineup. Because this one's just super easy to miss. Oh well. Okay, moving on. Oh no, not moving on. When is it good? When you spawn here. That's when it's good. When you're given a random anyways. But it's still good in 4s, especially like if your whole team died and like you know you're gonna have just to eliminate yourself as a possible spawn point. But aside from just doing something productive while you have the random, why is it good to have a snipe here in particular? Because getting out of here is really hard without one. You're just not going to be able to do meaningful damage. Like if camo's coming up, like let's say we spawned at like 40 seconds. Like 20 seconds until the next camo. We have enough time to get the snipe in our hands and then like meaningfully contest camo from the shittiest part of the map. You know, we can push into red and not just trade shots with the guy at top blue, but we can outright kill him. You know, we can push under windows and anybody at camo is like a serious threat to die instead of just like you tickling them and then they take cover and they get away with the camo. Like, no, you might actually be able to outright deny camo because you got a snipe coming out of the shittiest part of the map. That's why it's good. If you push into red with it, having a snipe at red is actually devastating. We'll talk about that later. But like, yeah, being at red sucks, but having a snipe at red is like pretty devastating. You have so many angles, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, that was number 4. Number 3, the blue shoddy top power up. I learned this one, God, almost 10 years ago now, and then I never used it a single time until right when I was about to record this video. But so I had to relearn this like today. When do I use it? Okay, so how do you use it? You stuff yourself back into this corner. The power up post, you're splitting that between your left notch and your bottom notch, and then we're gonna crouch so we have enough room, and then we're gonna aim up. So you're aiming up and you just put in the right side notch right here. Throw one, throw another, and it should come right to you. Okay, pretty sweet, obviously very good. Getting another power up in play. It's just like that one, but this one's better. Why? Because we're in a worse position when we do it. We're not giving up top blue to get this power up. We're using this power up to get top blue in the first place. Whether it's an overshield or a camo, this is going to help tremendously. If it's a camo, you can use this to get rockets. There's a lot of things you can do with this. I mean, having a power up here is incredible. It's going to let us basically assault blue however we want, or if our team already has blue and maybe we spawn down here, it's still good, especially if one of our teammates already has this camo. You know, we get a second power up in play by doing this. You know, still good in CTF, not as good in CTF, but I mean, anything that lets you push into red with a power up is going to be good. It's great because of where it is. Like a lot of times you can come off spawn here and not be seen, and you can get this off pretty safely. You know, the lineup isn't super hard. You know, you got good landmarks here, and you can have a power up in your hands like pretty fucking quickly after doing this. You don't have, yeah, the catch point is a little sketch, especially if it's a camo. Like you're definitely going to need to do not do this if you don't have quick camo and the other team is top blue. You're probably going to die. But if you have quick camo, if you have an AR or something, like you're probably going to be able to quick cloak around the tombstones and survive. So just super useful in all kinds of different scenarios. In King of the Hill, like, unless the hill's like right here and you should be getting time, but we all know that like eventually Randy is gonna come stand on the hill with you. So at that point, when your teammate comes and gives you a hug in the hill, you can just fuck off and go over here and then do it. So it's all kinds of use cases here. That's why it is number 3. Number two, the second best grenade trick on this map is going to be the blue pistol snipe nade. So for this one, we're going to be up here, and there is a spawn point right here. I love doing this when I spawn here. Really, really powerful position on this map. I love being here just in general. You're such a threat to everything at red, to camo. If your team has top blue, I love doing this mostly when my team has top blue and I don't need to be over there. But so you stand here, split the ledge between your legs. So you don't want to be all the way behind the ledge. You don't want to be all the way over here. Straddle it. And then we're just zooming in on this corner, scoped, let her rip. Grenade is going to bounce off that wall, and this is our catch point right here. A lot of times it'll even land back in here, so you don't necessarily have to be exposed out here for the catch. But if you're a little bit off, the snipe will like bounce off of here and then bounce off of here, and it'll land down there if you don't do anything. So, you know, if you can get your lineup perfect to where it can consistently land there, that's probably worth the time investment. Because what happens a lot of times when you use this nade is they're going to be at red and you're going to be getting shot at. So, like, it's going to be kind of sketchy sometimes to get this. If they're at camo, this is ideal. This is a wonderful nade when they're at camo. Because then you can go into, like, windows and you just have so much cover here. You're such a massive threat, and there's, like, unless they rocket you, there's like no way to die. You would have to be so stubborn to die here. And just having a snipe up in this area is so devastating, and it's a very easy grenade. Anybody can learn this nade and pop it off quickly. Not super long on the catch. You can be safe in here most of the time if you do it right. You can be, the catch point's completely safe. So I absolutely adore that grenade. And honestly, like, it's arguable whether that is the best trick on the map. What I currently have at number 1 is debatable, honestly. It's the red-based snipe nade. Now, again, why red? Nobody ever wants to be at red. We'll get to that. So you put yourself all the way in the corner here, and we're going to zoom in, and we're going to hook the right side notch so it's off the pillar. The entire rest of my crosshair is on the pillar. And then we're going to zoom up, or aim up, and this first bright blinking star that we come across, we're going to leave a little bit of a gap right above it, just like that. Let her rip. Should bounce off here, and then our catch point is super safe right here. Very, very easy. Okay, and then we have a snipe at red. So as we can see, it's like it's pretty safe. Like, you're probably not going to get shot from camo unless they're like pushing across nose. I rarely get shot from top blue when I'm doing this. You're not going to get shot from blue pistol. I mean, it's just a pretty safe nade. The more you practice it, the faster you'll be. It's very consistent. Maybe the margin for error is higher. I'm not sure, but I have way more success with this nade than I do the top blue one. And okay, so now I have a snipe at red. Why is this good? Why is it so different than Rockets? Where Rockets was number 10 on the list, but this is number 1 on the list. Well, nobody wants to be at red, especially in 4s. Like, you don't want to anchor your whole team over here just for a snipe, right? Well, here's the thing. These angles and the safety you have with a snipe is just devastating. Anybody over here, you should win this fight. As long as you pie this corner like you're playing Rainbow Six Siege, you pie this corner, you should kill whatever you see. You should kill whatever you see the whole way out. Anybody top blue, when you push out like this, you should be able to kill anybody you see. If you take it one at a time, anybody So isolate out anybody that you're not shooting at. So you don't want to show yourself to 2 guys at once, obviously, but it's so easy to isolate them out. So you come over here and you peek and you just dominate this entire line of sight. So you just clear out top blue with this. Okay, what if no one's there? What if they're all camo? Okay, so really good lines of sight here. You're never going to die. Like, nobody's going to outshoot you here to death. You're going to have to stand here and let them kill you to die. So you're so safe and you're so deadly at the cost of spawning your team here. So the faster you can do this and get the fuck out, the better. But honestly, like, especially if like you trust your team to not die, or that you can like maybe you can like get to the random and not spawn people here with you when you know they die. Like, it's just so fucking strong to have a snipe over here, to the point where like it's almost worth spawning your team here. And the more confident you are in your team, the better this nade is, because that's less often they're going to be spawning with you. But it is a selfish grenade. It is definitely selfish, but my God, you can just rack up kills with this thing. There's definitely a balance there. You know, you can inflate your own kill count at the cost of the big picture of the game. You're probably going to anchor spawns over here at some point, especially the longer you stay here. But in terms of just like flipping, the total like power dynamic flip from spawning at red with just a pistol to being at red with a snipe is absolutely fucking devastating. So that's why I think it's the strongest nade trick on the map. You go from being in a terrible spot to being the most dangerous guy on the map. So it's debatable. I wouldn't really argue with anybody if they wanted to say that the blue pistol snipe nade is better, just because you're not anchoring your team in the shittiest part of the map and you still have a snipe in a great part of the map. But I just absolutely adore having a snipe over here. You're just so damn dangerous. Anyways, sorry it took me literally like 9 years to make this video. I just, you know, my channel's not monetized. Maybe in the future I'll invest the time into that, but it was just a motivation thing. And the way I edited the first video is just a super high effort thing. And I was just like, you know, if I just do this off the cuff in one take, it wouldn't be that bad. And then I can kind of show my personality a little more. And that was really the tipping point for me, is just like deciding to do it in a different format where I could have more fun with it. So now we have it, something fun to listen to, something fun to look at. And I can finally just like have the peace of mind, like, oh, hey, you finally did that thing you said you were going to do. Sorry it took me 9 years. Anyways, hard way out.